If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
Okay, so let's start today's session. Before that, let's have a very quick revision for what we have seen yesterday in the last session. This was our last session's presentation. Okay, so we went through business partners, locations, trade items, and systems. As I explained that ATTP has this cockpit, data cockpit. It is nothing but a one transaction which provides
Hari,
navigation.
1 second if you don't mind. System, can you explain a little bit? I couldn't understand the word. System is like a packing line, or it is like a how its system is. Actually, there is a little bit understanding.
Yeah. So basically, if I go to the SAP, then it will be easier for me to explain you about systems. Okay, so this is the system I have created. Okay, now what all information it contains? First is these are systems own attributes. So these are like system description and name. This is all fine. This is also like system type. What type of this system? Okay, just leave it for now. Important thing comes is, let's say, communication settings. So communication type, what type of mode it will use to communicate or connect with the supplier system or 3PL system or any external system. Then communication mode, if you just here check synchronous versus asynchronous call. Okay, then we have important thing which is called a logical port name. Okay, this logical port also I will explain once I will explain the interfaces. But for now, in layman's language, this under this logical port you will have a URL. Now let's say you want to connect to YouTube. Okay, then you need a www.youtube.com, right? That is your address. If that is there, then only you will route to your whatever the website you want. Similarly, ATTP wants to, let's say, send a serial number request to the other system. Okay. So ATTP system will, what it will do. So today we will learn serial number request. So there this funda will be more clear to you. But let's say I want to trigger a serial number request to my customer's ATTP. In that case, serial number request needs a global trade item number, because global trade item number will have all the relevant information like range definition, everything. Okay. But now ATTP wants to send it. So where is the path? So that path will be decided by logical port. Along with that, all these attributes. Okay, but now right now I can only explain you the logical port so that at very high level things will be clear. But there are other attributes also, like web service call versus RFC. So if you know that in ATTP is connected with ERP using RFC call. So these are the two communication modes. If SAP to SAP communication needs to work, then you can use RFC. But if SAP to third-party system needs to be connected, you need to go for a web service call. So all this kind of information will be picked from this master data. It's like if you want to send a postcard, then you need everything, right? You need city name, you need pin code, everything. So just consider that system master data is for communication purpose. And another important thing is this system is assigned to this business partner. So let's say this business partner. Okay, so this is the owner of this system. Now if you double click on this business partner, you will come to know the GLN. Okay, so in EPCIS file, if you just recall, in EPCIS we had read point. Okay, yes. That read point is nothing but the GLN. So when serialized data is received from ATTP to ATTP system, ATTP will check that, okay, under this read point, which system was there and was serial number request performed from ATTP. If ATTP system has not performed any serial number request, ATTP will also not accept the serial numbers. So this kind of validation will be performed, right? So at very high level, just understand system is for communication purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, then just one moment. Yeah. So this was ATTP's cockpit, and we have master data here. Okay, so I think what I will do, I will have a hands-on session, okay, for all these 4 master data. Right now, we all together will create one by one master data, and there only we will have a good revision, okay? So yeah, let's start from fresh. Okay, I will not spend much time, but it will be a good idea to tell you how ADTP is able to create the master data. So there are 2 things: either the master data will be integrated from ERP, or you can locally create master data. So let's say I want to create a trade item. So you just double click on this trade items, and then here you all know we have by default is a display status. You just go and click on the display edit. Now you have this create button. You can just click here. Okay, now these are some fields you can enter. If the GTIN is, if let's say a trade item is integrated from ERP, everything will be fetched from ERP. And then the thing comes that, okay, if everything is fetched from ERP, then you also need to maintain this in ERP. Okay, so those things will be covered in that session when I will explain you the integration from ERP to ATTP. But for now, we will maintain everything locally. So first is GTIN. So I should have a GTIN. Okay. Now here also one trick I will show you that, let's say I have this trade item I already created.
Hari,
Okay.
excuse me, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt in between. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to ask one question. Now, for example, here you are creating one GTIN, right, locally.
Mm-hmm.
So does this need to be updated in ECC also, or it's not needed
No,
when you create locally?
it's not needed. Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Because whenever I create a trade item, I don't know the material number. I will provide material number by my own. So this material will not be there in ECC, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So why ATTP has provided this functionality? Because there are many instances where the client will not have a ERP module, and ATTP they are using as a standalone serialization system. So ATTP can also work without integration, right? Just that is the only thing. But usually it
Okay.
is not the case because everybody will have their ERP system.
Okay. Okay.
So now let's say I want to create a trade item. So what I will do, okay, I will also not show this. Just let's click on this search button and click on the show hide selection. So I have many trade items. Now one important thing is this trade item contains GCP, global company prefix, and global company prefix has to be present in ATTP. Then only you can create a trade item. So since these trade items are already there, so I know that I assume that global company prefix is already there. So what I will do, I will just copy this trade item. I will paste here. Now I know that GCP is from 6 digit to 11 digit. So we can just assume that 6, 7, 8, 9 GCP might be like till here. So what I will do, I will just change this last 3 digit. Okay. And I will remove the last digit because I know it is a check digit, and check digit is a um, uh, electronically calculated. So we cannot decide the check digit. So I will remove it. And now I taught you in the first session, there is this website, check digit calculator, where if you provide 13 digit, then it will calculate the last digit. Okay. So I have provided my 13 digit number here and I am just clicking on. So it is providing me this last digit. So I will just add here. So now my 14 digit is completed. Similarly, if you provide 12 digit, it will provide the 13th digit and that you can use for GLN. So this is, I am teaching you, this will help in your testing scenarios where you don't have a data and you just want to quickly check. But usually you will have predefined global trade item numbers. So now I will go to create button. I will click on the create button. I will just provide trade item. Then description, you can use anything. Now this is the unit of measure. So we want item to be created. If you want the trade item for bundle or for case or carton, you can choose accordingly. Now the serialization type. Anyone can tell me what is the serialization type?
Serialization press. Number 3.
Whether it internal or external.
No.
See third, number phase and serialization press.
These are the values. Can anyone explain me?
Yeah, lot managed is batches and serialized is it would be serialized only, and serialized and traced is it can be traced
Correct.
backwards.
So if it is lot managed, then you can only treat at lot level. Okay. So if batches is created in ECC, those will be integrated in ATTP. But after that, let's say you are performing a commissioning process. Commissioning means fixing the barcode at the item level. Then when you scan it, commissioning will not be posted because this GTIN will only for batch tracking. That's it. So the functionality is very limited. Then if you choose this second one, which is serialized publishing only, then you can track at lot level and you can also handle commissioning, but not packing and other things. And if you choose 3, then it will be available for all the serialization processes. So commissioning, packing, everything. And if you select 1, you can go from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3, but you cannot go back. So if you have chosen 3, you cannot go from 3 to 2. So this is just for information purpose. Actually 90% scenario in your client you will use serialization type as 3 only. Then profile relevant country. Can anyone tell me which country we are talking about here? Manufacturing country or selling country?
It's the target country.
Target country or selling country. Very good. So I am using Germany as my, and here this is your ERP material number. You can use any material number here. So I will just click on the confirm. You can see my trade item is created now. Okay. Here initial status will always be created. Now if you go to the details session, you will hear, and you can also scroll this. Okay, so if you don't want other information and you want some more space here, you can just scroll it. System is little slow, so expect some delay. Okay, so you can see it is created status, serialized and trade is there. Then we have profile relevant country, and here this attribute serial number management type. What is that?
In-house production or external.
External production. Very good. So here I will choose internal. So this will tell you that okay, this serial number is a this GTIN is internal one. So ATTP will provide serial number to it. And now let me save this. Okay. Now another important point is serialization profile key. Okay, today we will learn in detail about this, but as a master data, what is serialization profile key? If you, any one of you remember.
Is the country regulation, like whether the serial number can be alphanumeric or numeric?
Very good, very good. Correct. So now what I will do, I will just click on this determine profile. Okay. Yeah, and you can see that ATTP already automatically provided me this serialization profile key. Are you able to see serialization profile key? I have updated with Z user 112.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So where was that button? Okay. So if I scroll a little bit up, so so you can see this determine profile. Just click on this determine profile and ATTP will automatically take a serialization profile key. So how ATTP takes it? Is it a part of configuration that we will check today? So now serialization profile key is assigned. Now the next thing is a range definition. Here also I will just click on the assign and create. The moment you will click on assign and create, this kind of a pop-up will come. You will just click on yes button. Okay, now this kind of window you will see. Yeah. So here you can see that I just clicked on that button and you can see the range definition name ATTP has already provided by its own. Serialization profile key is this one. And you can see all these attributes. So serial number type is numeric, length is 14, randomization mode. This is something I will explain. Serial number, reuse horizon. All these are taken from serialization profile key. So you just need to now click on confirm button. Yeah, and now you can see that range definition is also here assigned. Now the last step is select the trade item, change the status from created to activate. Okay, so now this trade item is activated. So this is whenever somebody tells you that trade item needs to be set up, so this is the trade
We
item
should
set.
manually we need to change the status.
Yeah, changing the status is manual. Okay, and here when somebody asks you about serialization attributes, so these are the attributes which a trade items is assigned. So profile relevant country, serialization profile key, range definition, all these attributes are needs to be assigned. Now I think Keval, you asked me one question that let's say if one particular product is sold in 2 different countries, then how we will manage? Yeah.
Right. Right, Hari.
Okay, so actually this kind of scenarios in pharma is all. I'm not saying it is very rare, but in pharma, what they do for each country, they have their own master data. So if one paracetamol is sold in Germany, so you have material XXX, and if the same paracetamol is sold in, let's say, US, so they have a material XXY. In that case, you have 2 different trade items at all. So it's not like you will use the same trade item, same JITIN for 2 different products. You will have different JITINs.
Okay.
So if you have a different JITIN, you can assign a separate profile, separate serialization profile key, and there you can define that, okay, I will, this for this trade item, I need a 20-digit number. For this trade item, I need a 14-digit number, like that.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so this is what trade item was. Okay.
Hari, so in the trade items, where can we see the change logs? Is it a
Yeah,
display log?
no, I will show you, just one moment.
Sure.
Okay, now I think it is a bit faster. So here also, if you scroll right side, so you have all these things, and at the end you have change documents. Yeah, so here you can see all the changes. Okay.
Okay, Hari.
Now let's go to business partners. So we have created trade items. Now I will go to
Hari,
business
actually, in this trade item, right, there is
partners.
assigned plants as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
what does it
That,
correlate to?
yeah, that actually in ATTP, there is no direct relation between trade item and plant, but in material master you have, right, in some of your views you have in MM, you have a product associated with plant. So when you integrate the trade item, the plants will also be integrated, and you will see here under the plants. But there is no much importance for this trade item and plant. It is just maybe for information purpose, or I have not encountered any real time any scenario for this.
Okay.
Now let's go to business partners. So let's create a business partner. Yeah, are you guys are able to see the business partner screen here? So here also you have this button, create button. Just click on the create button. So this screen will come. So you can see that business partner role type we can see here, and that is our mandatory field. So these are the different business partners. Now I will create own organization. So always remember that in your track and trace system, you have customers, vendors, and contract manufacturers, but you also need to create a business entity which will refer to you. So if I am Pfizer company, and I am configuring Pfizer's ATTP, so for me Pfizer will be my own organization, and own organization cannot be integrated because in your ERP you will not have your own organization as a customer or as a vendor. So that has to be created manually in ATTP. Okay. So I will just choose own organization here, and role number, business partner role number is nothing but your ECC number. So for now you can give anything, and we have business partner name. You can choose anything. You can write anything. Then we have this called global company prefix. Company prefix, if you have right now, you can maintain, or otherwise you can maintain later. And same goes for global location number. So I will just click on the confirm button. Yeah, so the business partner is created. The by default status is created status. You have business partner status here. Then global location number is missing, so you can add a location number, and the theory will be same. You can have any location number provided. I mean, you can take any location number and manipulate last 2-3 digits and get a check digit from check digit calculator. Remember, this is for testing, I am saying. Okay. Yeah, so I have pasted 12 digits and I will click on the check digit calculator. So it will provide me the last digit. Harish, you are asking something?
No. Actually,
Okay.
sometime your voice is, break. That's why. But now it's okay. No problem. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see that check digit 1 is calculated. I can simply copy this and can go to ATTP and provide my global location number. Okay, and I will click on the save button. Yeah, I think I have done some mistake in copying.
Last digit 1. You need one copy.
No, I have actually entered 13 digit but I am actually going for a global location number. So I should add 12 digit. Since I have added 13 digits, so it provided me the 14 digit, and now this has become GTIN instead of GLN. So yeah, how many digits? Hmm, 12. Okay, so I will just click here. In fact, in you can see that here in error the check digit must be 4. So ATTP also helps you to get a check digit. If let's say you have done some mistake, it will provide the correct last digit as well. And then
Hari,
SCN
there is
profile.
a button called as historic GLN. Does this mean like you can maintain many, I mean, change the, edit the GLNs? Is it like that? Like what is the?
No, I have not actually
You,
checked this button
you,
so far, but this is like
okay.
kind of providing some logs only. I have not actually checked this button. This will not give any impact or any benefit in functional side. But yeah, exploring is a
Okay.
good stuff. Like I will also explore.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we have this something called supply chain notification SCN profile and notification system. So SCN profile, I briefly introduced last time that it is nothing but your um, uh, it is a kind of a profile which will decide that okay, what kind of data needs to be sent to 3PL in a EASN, okay, supply chain notification. So either only commissioning or commissioning and packing or commissioning, packing and shipping. What kind of data you want to send it. And similarly, the notification system is nothing but the system only, which will help ATTP to connect with the third party system. And for every SCN profile, you need a one system here. So this is our configuration we will take separately. But basically, these are the important fields in business partners. Address, nothing to explain. It is directly copied from ERP or you can maintain by your own. Under the company prefix, if I click here, you will see a blank field and you need to assign company prefixes. So you can add company prefixes, click on the assign button, and if let's say I click on assign button, and now I am giving a company prefix. ATTP has its own validations. If some company prefix are already there, you will get error. Okay, let's say I'm giving this. Okay, so it allowed me. So that means there is no error. I can click on the save button. Similarly, the plants. So under this business partner, if we create any location and assign this business partner, you will get a plant here. And similarly, the systems. So I showed you that I created a system and assigned a business partner. So that system you can see here. Company registrations are nothing but for now, consider it as a attributes, specific attributes. Okay, those are relevant for reporting purpose. So we will see that. But let's say if you want to assign something which is not there in a standard ATTP, you can leverage this company registrations. All the master data will have such kind of facility. Trade item is also having general attribute. Location is also having some attributes filled. And this is a change document. Now, let's quickly go through locations. Okay, so guys, are you able to see this log? While creating, as I told you, that if the GCP is having, I am just randomly giving a global company prefix. So here I am getting this error that GCP 12345 6 with the same prefix pattern exists. Okay, so because I have given GCP 1234567, but ATTP already have 12345 6, then ATTP will not allow GCP with all any of the GCP which is having this kind of pattern. Okay, so this is a good scenario to explain. Okay, so for example, you have a GCP 12345 6 in the system. You cannot use 1234567 because this GCP already contain the upper GCP. So GS1 will not make this kind of mistake. So if you have 1234567, you cannot have 1234567 8. Okay. So, but this kind of thing happens when you actually test it. So for now, I will just remove this GCP. Now it will allow me to save. Yeah. Now let's go to locations. Okay, and here also you can click on the create button. Now when you click on the create button, these fields are there. So the first is location, number, name. Only a type is the Yeah, so in the type you can see plant, storage location, etc., etc. I will choose plant, and location number I will just give anything, or maybe then you have location number here. Then you have location business partner number, so the business partner who owns the plant. So I think for now, or you can directly give GLN here if you want. So let's give it here. So I have this GLN with me.
Harish, in space of location number, you have given the name. Uh, should it be changed, or number and name can be exchanged?
No, no, no. For now, everything is testing, so you can give anything.
Okay, it will
But
even accept alphabets there in the field of number.
yeah, that it will accept. Here number, it, I mean, it whatever there is in ECC, it will be captured here. Okay, so that is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but here, I mean, whatever you want, let's give number, but there is no such kind of validation, so it's fine.
Okay.
So let's say I have provided this GLN and I am providing extension, okay, and name anything like test, and we will assign a business partner which we just created as a location business partner number. So I'm just clicking on the save or confirm. Yeah, so now you can see that this location is created, and here, yeah, the system group is local because it is created internally or locally. And now we will give the business partner, we will assign a business partner. So what we can do, we can go to our business partner which we have created.
So, Hari, there is one query.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So location is like plant only, right? And
Yeah,
as per ECC. So
yeah.
is there any way to, directly from ECC to ATTP we can move it, or we have to manually create it?
No, no. As I already told, right? All this master data, business partner, location, trade item can be integrated, and in ideal scenario, it has to be integrated only. Okay. The only thing right now I am explaining is
Okay,
because
okay, okay.
in,
Yeah,
yeah, because in your quality environment, when you are, let's say, in development environment, when you don't have a data, you have to create it. Okay, and this is a good way of revision. Okay, and I, while creating, I am also explaining little bit about the system so that it will be
yeah, yeah.
helpful for
Understood,
you.
understood. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, so every business partner, once you created, you have to activate it. So we forgot this to activate. So now I will activate it. And this is my business partner number. I am copying. I will again go to the location. And here I will assign. Yeah, so I will assign this business partner and I will save it. Okay, now you can see that the field EPCSGLN URI is still not calculated. Okay, now let me change the status. Yeah, so even after changing the status, this EPC URI is not calculated. So that means that GCP is not maintained for this particular global location number. Okay, so in that case, let's quickly maintain a GCP and see. Let's see if ATTP allows it. So where you will maintain GCP, you will go to business partners. And since I have created the business partner latest, so it is already here. It is not allowing me. Display log. Yeah, so there is some problem with this GCP. Okay, there are like many invalidate the existing one. So now I think you need to actually check where exactly we have some problem with the GCP. Okay, that is some different part. I will not go into much detail, but this is a master data issue. Such kind of things will come, as a part of tickets. So you have to solve it. I will just take a screenshot of this. Let's go ahead. So anyways, but when let's say I have this GCP working, then if I maintain the GCP and if I go to location, the EPC URI field will be automatically calculated. Okay, so this troubleshoot I will do it and I will tell you. Okay, and the systems we have seen. Okay, so I will not create a system for now. So yeah, these was like, this is how you can explore. So you guys are also having system with you, so please now start exploring this. Create your business partner. You can create your own data, like your business partner, your plant, your trade item, and assign the business partner to your location, assign the business partner to the system, like that. And you can get many this kind of errors. Okay, so we can also discuss those kind of things. I think that this was like a quick revision. Anything that you guys are having any question for now? Okay, I think let's start today's.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
For GCP, so do we also require to validate it from GS1 website?
No. It's like ATTP. For as far as ATTP is concerned, it will only check if it is not having any internal issue. Okay, so as we have just seen that it is denying this 6-digit number because there are some pattern issue. Okay, I can go to at table level and I can detect it and I can do some troubleshoot, right? But it will take time, so I am not doing right now. But yeah, but when you are in a production environment, GCP is something client will already have because GS1 provides it. So you don't need to worry about GCP. If GCP is having issue, let's say you have maintained it in a wrong manner or a wrong number you have maintained in your ATTP. So anyway, that will be get detected when EPCAS file will be posted to ATTP. So ATTP will find that whatever the numbers are there in EPCIS, ATTP is not able to cross check with inside because the number is different. So anyway, you will get error and then you will contact your client that we are getting these issues. So GCP is something, it's a number for ATTP. ATTP will have a technical, what we can say, technical criteria to examine, but not something related to business or something related to GS1.
So it may happen like the GCP that we are maintaining in ATTP, it may be different than the GS1.
That is something a manual thing. Okay, so if you edit a wrong digit, then it is fine. Okay, let's say GS1 provided you 1 2 3 4 5 6, but by mistake you have added 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And if such pattern is not exist in ATTP, ATTP will accept it. That is human error, right? That can be possible for anything. So ATTP will not go to GS1 for validation that is it a correct GCP or not.
Okay. So only during the processing of the EPCIS file, we will get an error, and then we have to request the sender that please correct it.
Yes.
Okay.
But this kind of error chances are very low that you add a wrong GCP, okay? Because it is like 1 or 2 numbers and explicitly provided by the client. So uh, chances are very rare. Okay. So today's session, we will cover serial number management, which is nothing but this in the left side. If you go to data cockpit, you will see serial number management section. So we will talk about serialization profile key, which at very high level you already know. Then serialization profile key configuration, because in today's session, when I clicked on the determine profile, it all automatically determined everything. So how ATTP determines this? So behind that we have configuration. Then we will talk about range definition, ranges, and range request and serial number requests.
Hari, one thing, because we have gone through the business partner configuration. So do we also require a vendor onboarding in the ATTP?
Yes, yes.
So in vendor onboarding, do we require? Do we need to go through this process? What you have shown?
Yes. Yes. So this process, what I have shown you, maybe even like creating data manually in quality system, all those things are part of your CMO onboarding process or a customer onboarding process. We will have a session for that, but generally when you have a CMO onboarding process, so you have your contract manufacturer, you sit, you have one call and you will understand that these are, this is my interface, this is my middleware, and this is the EPCIS file. You need to comply with that. So because many times contract manufacturers or 3PLs, they are a very small company, they might not have a IT infrastructure. So they might ask us about what kind of data we need to send to you. So all these things we need to explain them, and the middleware person will make a connectivity, and from ATTP side we have to just help them to test, trigger a serial number request, and help them to create a EPCIS file, and at the end in your quality system entire scenario has to be performed. Then we will declare that this CMO is onboarded. So this is the process.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now let's go with serial number management. Okay, so as we know, right, serial number management is nothing but handling serial numbers. So both sequential and randomized. When I say sequential, it is nothing but range managed serial numbers. So ATTP can also send ranges. Let's say a client, contract manufacturer asked to provide a serial number starting from 1 to 10. So that is called sequential serial numbers or range managed serial numbers. And randomized. So if somebody asks a random serial numbers, so from 1 or 10 serial numbers, so ATTP can provide 10 different random numbers. So how ATTP will provide these? So that is something known as a serial number management. Serial numbers are unique identifiers for SSCC and SGT. We all know this. And in the process of serial number generation, country authorities requirements are considered. So if European Union wants 14-digit number with alphanumeric and excluding, let's say, capital A, then all this kind of thing can be possible in ATTP. And serial number management ensures no duplicate numbers are used in supply chain. So that is also fine. And there is a concept of uniqueness of scope we will see in upcoming slides. Now let's start from the first attribute, which is serialization profile key. Okay, so serialization profile key, basically it is nothing but the serial number attributes. So what kind of attributes it is taking into account? The first thing, serial number length. So ATTP supports serial number length between 1 to 40 characters. Now serial number type. So numeric, which only have 0 to 9 numbers. Alphanumeric, so it includes various options. First is capital letters. So it allows numbers from 0 to 9 and 26 capital letters. Then alphanumeric, so 0 to 9 as a digit and small letters and capital letters together, so 52 characters. And then we have alphanumeric with exclusion list. So here you have all the 52 characters and 0 to 9 digits, but you can also specify what digits you don't want. So these are the serial number types. Let's go ahead. Okay, so now let's go to this attribute called serial randomization mode. Okay, so ATTP allows this kind of randomization modes. One is to 100, one is to 1000, and one is to 10,000. What is the meaning of this? So when we say 1 is to 100, that means that if you have, let's say, when ATTP will create one number, the next number he will create will be like 1101. So 100 numbers gap. In other words, if you have a range of 10,000 numbers, then ATTP will only create 100 numbers. Okay. So why the 100 numbers means it will take care of enough randomization. Now let's say if you choose 1 is to 1000, then consider that if you have a 10,000 numbers in a range, then ATTP will only create 10 numbers. So 10,000 divided by 1000. And similarly, if you choose 1 is to 10,000, then for a range of 10,000 numbers, ATTP will only create one number. Hope I'm clear. So these are nothing but, the moment you go from 100 to 10,000, these will add more power to the randomization.
So, Hari,
Now,
if it is 1 is to 100, right? The first initial serial number would be 1, and the next would be 100 or 101.
no, I mean, first number would be 1 is just for an example. You just consider it like that. Let's say you have a range of 10,000 serial numbers with you. And if you have chosen 1 is to 100, then just divide the 10,000 by 100. Okay, so only 100 numbers will be created. So it will pick only 100 numbers out of 10,000 number with some randomization program inside. So it will take care of, not two numbers are close. So we can say like hundreds gap, like that. You will not see the exact 100 gap, but it will be like enough distance between two numbers. Similarly, if you choose 1 to 10,000, then only one number will be created if the serial number is having 10,000 numbers. But usually in a range, you will have a range will be having huge numbers. Like if you choose 14-digit number, it will have 14 digits. So just imagine. Okay, so in that case, it will work. You have to multiply this. So if you choose 1 to 10,000, So I have explained you for 10,000 numbers range, but now you have 14 digit range. So accordingly, ATTP will calculate it.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is also something regulations requirement. So if I know, then EU hub EU requirement is they want 1:10,000 randomization. So you will get to know from the Europe from the requirement itself. So you just need to set it in the configuration. Now let's come to uniqueness of scope. Just one moment. Yeah, now you can see my screen. So what is this meaning of uniqueness of scope? So uniqueness by trade item, uniqueness by product category, uniqueness by country or globally. So this attribute explains us that whatever the serial number ATTP generates, do you want it to be unique per trade item? So for example, I have one trade item. So the serial number will only be unique to that trade item, but two trade items can have same serial number. This is the first option. Second option is uniqueness by product category. So if you choose this and if you have created some category, and then under that category, whatever the trade items are there, for them, serial number will be unique. Third thing is by country portfolio. So if you want that for European Union, whatever the trade items I have, all the trade items should have a unique serial number, then you can choose this. And the fourth one is the global. So in that case, your serial number will be completely unique from all the products. Now the question is, serial number has to be unique. Then why we are saying that two different trade number might be having same serial number if you choose the first option? Yeah, why somebody needs to choose this first option? So because even though serial numbers are same, trade items are different, and see, SGTIN is nothing but the combination of serial number and GTIN. So this what option to be chosen? This is from client side, how what kind of uniqueness they want. But in all these four options, some kind of uniqueness is already there. So when you are in a requirement gathering with client, you can also explain that what kind of uniqueness they want in their industry or their business. Any question?
So Hari, what is the standard here? Like most of
Yeah,
the companies or what they follow?
most of the companies follow the byproduct, so uniqueness by trade item.
By trade
The
item.
first,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah. Because
and similarly,
SGTIN will make it unique for them.
yeah, and similarly, if you go for this one randomization, which I explained you earlier, the standard is 1:10,000.
Okay. 1:10,000. Okay.
Hari, in the second uniqueness, there is an attribute
Yeah, yeah.
called as product category. So what is this?
Uh-huh.
We haven't covered this. Where does it come? How will it be found? I
Yeah,
mean,
product category in the trade item itself, you will see one field. Okay, I will show you. I have actually created separate examples for that in our ATTP system. So it's
okay.
simple. It is a simple field and manual field. You can just mention product category as ABC. It will directly take it. The idea behind it is in material. You have some concept like under this product category, let's say product category of some XYZ, three or four materials are combined, three or four materials are under the same category. So just to identify that, ATTP has provided that field. And by any chance, if you want that under this product category, whatever the trade items are there, I want to make sure that those products will have a unique serial number. So you can accordingly choose that uh, option which I have shown you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but even like generally, I have not seen product category to be used. usually, but yeah, it is good to know. Okay, I will show you here. In fact, we will just see configuration part, and I have to explain that as well. So yeah, it will be covered. Yeah, now the part which I am going to explain is the serialization profile key configuration. And this is something very important. You have to do it as a ATTP consultant. So the path I have just highlighted, you can go to SAP menu, track and trace, and then repository customizing, and then you have a serialization settings, and then you can go to the maintain serialization profile, or you have a transaction code, you can just execute the transaction. Yeah. So when you open this particular configuration, this screen will be shown. Okay. So you can see here many profile keys are created and all the attributes are there. So serial number, length, type, randomization, scope, and serial number reuse. All these things are there. In the left side, you can see serialization profile key. Under the profile key, you have country assignments and unit of measure restrictions. Then the second section is external serial numbers. And then the third section is the range automation. So let's see one by one. Okay, let me go to ATTP for that. Okay, are you able to see my screen now? I think yes. Guys, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the serialization profile key configuration. Okay. So you can see many serialization profile key has created. So let's see this first one. So how many numbers? So if you click here, you will see that serial number length 12, 13, 14, different options are there. Then you can see this type, whether it is numeric or alphanumeric. So that is there. Then you have this serial number randomization. So as I explained you, there are different type of randomization options. It is either 1:100, 1:1000, or 1:10,000. Anyway, so in the scope, as I already explained you, we have different options like serial number, uniqueness by product category, country, or globally. Then we have something called serial number reuse horizon. So what is this reuse horizon? So if if you have some kind of expiry date for your product, that not date, but let's say this particular product number has to be there unique for 5 years. After that, you can reuse it. So such kind of requirements are there in pharma. So what you can do is you can put your horizon as 5. So after 5 years, that number will be reusable. Okay, but within that 5 years, ATTP will not assign that number to any other any product or anything. It will be unique to you. So this is called a serial number reuse horizon. We will also see this attribute in range definition when we cover it. And then we have something called range automation. So range automation I will cover after like explaining 2 more attributes. Now let's say I want to create a serialization profile by my own. I will just click on this new entries. Okay, if I will just click here in the new entries. Okay, so you can see that a blank screen appears. When you click on the new entry, you just need to maintain the profile key name. Um, you or any standard you can follow. It depends on client to client. So we usually follow Z, and then you can write a number or write a name. I can type like Z underscore users user 113. Then serial number randomization, I will choose 1 to 10,000. Then serial number scope, I will choose by product. Okay, reuse, I am choosing 3. Okay, and I will see what is the, I will show you what is the impact of choosing number here. Automation profile, I am not choosing right now. Okay. And here you can see length. I am choosing a length of 14 digit. And serial number type, I am choosing numeric here. And description, anything you can give. Okay, and you need to just click on the save button. So this is a transportable change. So ATTP will ask TR. Okay, I have already created my TR, so I will save all the changes under one TR. Okay, so now this particular profile is created. Now I will select this profile and I will go to country assignments. Yeah, so now you can see profile and country. Okay, now just remember that session when I have clicked on that determine profile and ATTP throw a profile. So how ATTP will know which profile it needs to provide to you? That is based on the country. So profile relevant country is important thing. If you have a profile relevant country, then ATTP will come to this configuration and it will pick the profile accordingly. So I will click on the new entry and I will give another country, let's say I'm giving a country Germany here. And I'm saving it. Then the third part is a unit of measure restriction. So by any chance, if you want to restrict this particular profile key for one particular unit of measure, you can declare that unit of measure here. You can go to unit of measure restrictions. So select the serialization profile key and go to unit of measure restrictions. Yeah, so you can see under the profile, you can maintain a particular unit of measure, and ATTP will only create numbers for that unit of measure from this profile. Okay, so I am not maintaining anything here. I will keep it blank. So this is for
Hari, I'm not getting the scope of this one. What is this unit of measure restriction exactly used for? Can you tell with any case or example?
Well, usually we don't use this, okay? But let's say in some scenario, um, because serialization profile key is what? It is the serial number attributes. So 14-digit number with alphanumeric, etc., etc. Now I want different serial numbers for case and different serial numbers for items. So my item serial number should be numeric, but my carton serial number should be alphanumeric. If such kind of things are there, which I have not seen, but if you have such kind of requirements, what you can do, you can restrict this particular serialization profile key with only unit of measure as each, for example. So only for each this serialization profile key will be determined. If your GTIN is carton, ATTP will not determine this serialization profile key even though country is same. Okay, so let's say my carton GTIN and my item JITIN both are having same profile relevant country called Germany. Okay, but if I click on that determine serialization profile key, it will not pick this one if you have restricted for items. So it will not pick this for cartons.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So now the second tab is a external serial number serialization profile key for external serial numbers. So let's go back and one more step. Okay. So now you can see my serialization profile key window. Now we will create a serialization profile key for externally managed serial numbers. So again, you just need to click on that new, create a new profile. You can give a name. I usually give some suffix here so that we can understand, okay, this is for external. So ext. Length, let's give it same 14-digit length. Okay, it's numeric. And for randomization, here we need to choose randomized externally, the last option. So when you choose randomized externally, ATTP will come to know that, okay, I don't need to create numbers for this GTIN. I need to accept the numbers from other systems. Yeah. And here, I think we don't need any other attribute here, okay, because serial numbers are supposed to be provided by other system. Okay. In fact, this profile we are created just so that ATTP will know that, okay, I don't need to create a number for this GTIN. There is no validation from ATTP that, okay, 14-digit numbers are there. So ATTP will only allow 14-digit. That is something needs to be taken care from the other system. So whenever you create a serialization profile key for external numbers, those are for, so that ATTP will know that this is not internal. So we have created this profile. I will just save this. Okay, so profile is created. Now I will go to this section called business partner country assignment. Yeah, so here you can see we have in the earlier section we had only profile relevant country because those were the internal serialization profile key. So ATTP doesn't want business partner information there because it is internal business partner ATTP's own numbers. But here, since we are expecting serial numbers from the external party, we also need to explain or maintain here from which business partner we are getting it. So let's give any particular country here. And then business partner number you can mention. Okay, if you don't remember, you can click on the magnifying glass, can choose any business partner. Okay. And then you can just click on the save button. And same here also we have unit of measure restrictions. So this covers two things. One is internal serialization profile. Second is the external serialization profile. Now the third thing comes is a range automation settings. Range automation settings. So if you double click on the range automation, you will have automation profiles here. Okay. Now let's understand what is automation profile. So we have these fields. We need to understand these fields first. So first is the prefix. Okay, what are the prefix of the number you want? Okay, so you can give like 2 or 3 or 5. These are the prefixes. Okay, then the second is range expiry in month. So after how many months you want this ranges to be expired. Then this attribute I will explain later. Here let's come to threshold, and then we have a lot size. So let's say you want ATTP to make sure that from the serial numbers, if the serial numbers go below 5,000, which I have set as a threshold, 2,000 serial numbers should be automatically created. So this is threshold is a level. You don't want to go below that, and the moment it goes below that, the lot size is the size which ATTP will create by its own. Okay, and then this is the level. So up to what percentage your range should be filled, and if it is below 90%, you will have this alert. You will have this radio button on. It's like that. But all these are, if you go to the range definition level, all these you can maintain manually. But if you don't want to manually maintain, you can create a range automation profile here. Okay, and then if you go inside this, let's say I have selected this range automation profile and I'm going to range to be blocked. Okay, now I can also here provide that I want particular ranges starting from, let's say, prefix 1 to be blocked. So what ATTP will do, ATTP will create those ranges, but it will block that ranges automatically so that those ranges will not be used. Then we have same like ranges to be used. So these are like exceptions. So if you only want to use ranges starting from this digits, you can mention this. Once this profile is created, range automation profile, you can assign it to the serialization profile. So if you go to serialization profile, you have this range automation profile at the end. Yeah, so you can assign the range automation profile here. If it is assigned, all these will be created automatically. But if it is not assigned, so you need to manually go to the range. You have to manually uh, add the threshold, lot size, all those attributes. You need to manually create numbers for the first time. All those things you have to do it by your own. So this was serialization profile key configuration. Any questions?
So Hari, when explaining this threshold, right, you said if it falls, serial numbers falls less than 5,000, it will generate 2,000 lot, right?
Yes.
Where will
Yes.
we maintain that limit? So that 5,000, it is getting calculated based on a limit, right? Maximum limit.
No, not maximum limit. So how it works? I think after this, the another topic would be the range definitions. So where I am going to explain, but let me take your question now. So when you create a range definition, okay, range definition is what? It is nothing but a span or pool of serial numbers. Okay, so when you create a range definition, it will have, let's say, numbers from 1112 to 9999 all. But uh, to create a range, initially you need to generate numbers. Okay, so if you go to generate numbers, you have to initially, let's say I will generate 1 lakh numbers, then those numbers will be there. But now if you have set up this threshold and lot size, so what ATTP will do, ATTP will, the moment range definition is created, it will create enough number which is above your threshold. And the moment threshold goes down, I mean the moment your numbers goes below threshold, another same number will be created. So for example, you have created a range definition and right now you have 1000 serial numbers in it, and you have set up your threshold as 500 and lot size is 200. The moment serial number goes below 500, another 200 will be automatically created. But if you have not maintained this, then you have to keep monitoring.
Yeah, as hoping where that 1,000 is maintained, the limit as 1,000.
If at serialization profile key, as I shown, right, if the range automation is maintained here, you don't need to maintain anywhere. The moment you create range definition, you will see it. Okay, let me go to range definitions. I have some created. Just one moment. Here you can see that at the last. Yeah, are you able to see?
Yeah.
So these are the threshold and lot size. But the moment profile is created and range automation profile is already there, then this will be automatically filled up.
Okay.
Yeah. So now let's go back to the PPT and we will start the range definition. Okay. All these screens are I have explained. We have seen configurations. We have also seen range automation. Okay, so now let's come to range definition. So range definition is nothing but potentially available span of serial numbers. In range definition creation process, if profile key is assigned to the range definition, then system will automatically take all the serialization attributes and it will assign it. Okay, this is the screen of range definition. I will show you in the ATTP system itself, but these are the input fields. So you can search range definition by name, by GTINS, by GCP, etc. Okay, so as I said, it is a potentially available span. So serial number from, you can see, from 1 to 99999. This pool is already there. And on the right side, you can see the attribute, serial number, length, randomization, etc. These are taken from profile. On the top side, you can see the range definition number, range definition description, then serial number, span, status, created, active, etc. And the alert status here, and the randomization. So when you say non-randomized, that means it is a sequential range definition. It will provide you ranges. It will not provide you random numbers. Now, important fields for range definition. The first thing is range definition version. So here the concept of reuse horizon comes. Okay, so in serialization profile key we saw reuse, and I told you that we will talk later. So reuse horizon means what? Let's say if reuse horizon is 3 years, that means that after 3 years the numbers can be reused, or ATTP can assign that number to any other product after 3 years, let's say. In that case, what happens? Whatever your range definition, ATTP will divide it into reuse horizon plus 1 year, which means 4. So if my potential available span is from 001 to, let's say, 999, it will be divided by 4, and 4 range definition versions are created. And then one version will be in active status, another one is in a created status. The moment one, and the expiry date concept also comes there. So one version will be active for 1 year, and after that version will be closed. And after reuse horizon, let's say 3 years, that version will again can be used by ATTP. Then we have this alert status. So alerts are nothing but it will actually, if your range definition is about to get expire or not, that it will inform you, and you can execute this report, and you will if you execute this report, then it will check all the range definition, and it will provide the alert status for those range definition which are about to expire. Now let's come to the expiry date concept. So already I just explained, but here we will see in detail. So let's say you have given the reuse horizon as 3, which means ATTP has created 4 versions of range definition. Okay, it divided the one range definition span into four section. Now one version, let's say it is in active. So when the version is active, the expiry date is today plus 1 year. So for 1 year, that particular version will be activated. Any system can request serial number to ATTP, and ATTP will provide the numbers from that version. Now after 1 year, this version will be closed. And when the version is closed, expiry date will be recalculated. So those will be today plus reuse horizon. Okay, so let's say the reuse horizon is 3. So your version will be closed now, then it will be open after 3 years. And during the moment when it is closed, ATTP will not touch it. So whenever serial number request comes, ATTP will not use this range definition to provide the numbers. Now, third thing is range definition group. So it is nothing but it refers the product category. We just I think we discussed in today's session only. So let's say if you have given your uniqueness of scope as a product category, then for that product category, the range definition will be created, and in the range definition group, you will see that product category. And then for that product category, the range definition will be same. Okay, So instead of different range definition from each GTIN, now you have a one range definition for a group of GTINs. And range definition origin means nothing but whether the range definition is internal or external, those will be here mentioned. If serialization profile, let's say you have created for external, then automatically range definition will be external. Any question here? Okay. So let's move to ranges. So serial number range segment, it nothing but it segments the overall available space into small portions with range definition versions within a range definition versions. So you can see this range is created. Always you can see the range definition from where this segment is created. And here you can see the number from 1 to 1667. Okay, and then we have status, initial status is created. Now we have different statuses. So okay guys, before going, I mean, any question or you are feeling like information overdose or something, please tell me. Are we okay? Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Keep talking guys, I mean, otherwise how would I
Yeah,
know?
no.
Okay.
And I think I feel that if it's once we go for the training systems, if we ask it, no, it will be a little bit understandable. And you just keep on saying, and we don't have a hands-on, it will be like a
I
little
agree. I
tough.
agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. I think that's why, today when I started session, I thought let me give us little small hands-on to you guys. Okay. And you have accesses also, right? Now. So
Yeah, we have.
maybe as a part of a small homework, you can just go for master data creation. Okay. Just go ahead and explore and then come up with questions. So yeah, for ranges, if you go to ATTP, you will see there are four type of range statuses: created, active, protected. If I go to the system, I can also show you. Okay, so first we talk about range definition. As I said, it is a potentially available span. You can see from 1 to 999. So these are the numbers you are already having. Okay, your version is active. And inside it, if you go here, you will have a range.
This like a number range also, right?
Yeah, but number range usually, let's say you have a number range for material, so it will give the material numbers. Here, these number will be for serial numbers, and serial number is always having 20 digit, 14 digits. So that's why your span is little more. Okay, you have this much of span. Now, we just talk about that reuse horizon. So if reuse horizon is 0, in that case, your range definition will not have any version. It will be just one, and it is the complete span. In the range also you will see a complete span. It is not divided. Okay, if you double click on the range, so here you will see the range definition from where it is derived. Then these are the numbers, and here you can see in the right side so we have maximum numbers, how many numbers are there in the range definition. Then we have something called sent number. Then we have commission number. Then we have lost number. So let's say out of these numbers, how many numbers are sent? So right now we have not used any number from the range, but let's say if we have sent 5 numbers to external system, then you will get it here. Okay, so you will explicitly see that, okay, 10 numbers are sent. Let's say out of 10 numbers, 2 numbers are commissioned, then you will see here. And then if some numbers are lost, you will also see under this. So these are various attributes. Now, what I was actually explaining, the statuses. So as we know that for all the master data, the initial status is created. Now, when you activate the range, it will be in active status and it will be used for productive purpose. Okay, system can request serial number, etc. Then the third one is a protected status. If a particular range is in a protected status, so user cannot manipulate it. Okay, it is, the ranges are in the status are protected against the user's manipulation. And below are the scenarios. So sometimes in some regulation, let's say China regulation, so what they do, they tell ATTP that you don't create number for me, I will provide my numbers to you. So in such scenario, ATTP will create range, but it will be in a protected status. When, let's say, China numbers are manually uploaded to ATTP, then those will be adjusted in that range, and then that range will become active. Okay, so instead of ATTP creating number, it will wait for the number to be uploaded. So that's why it is in a protected environment. Yeah, so these are the two scenarios. So one is when the range definition having the origin as external, means externally managed serial number, and the serial number type is range managed. In such scenario, the range will be in a protected status. And the second one I have just explained, when the serial number origin is internal, but the range type is manually randomization. In such scenario, usually we have this in a China reporting. So in such scenario, we have the range with a protected environment, protected status. Remember that this one random manual randomization is used for such kind of scenarios. China is a good example. Then we have status called closed. So the moment serial number range, let's say all numbers are utilized, then that particular range will be closed. Or you can also do a forced closing. So let's say, uh, you know, you you don't want that particular range. Actually, you don't want that particular range numbers. You can just select that range and just click on the force close. Then the numbers will be closed and ATTP will not use any number from that range. So many scenarios are there associated to this force closing and closed. And the moment you closed, let's say, so what, all the numbers which are in a created status will get closed, and all the numbers which are not commissioned, those are also get closed, but the numbers which are commissioned will remain as it is. Then we have something called range types. So list managed, range managed, range and list managed, etc. So anyone can tell me, like, what do you mean by list managed and range managed? What comes to your mind when I say list managed?
list managed based upon the material type?
No. List versus range. What do you mean by range managed? Let's say.
So range could be a sequence and list is random. It is
Yes,
also written there.
correct. That's what. So it's like when you say range managed, which means that that particular range is utilized for sequential numbers. Okay. And when you say list managed, then that particular range is for the random numbers. So this is also based on whatever the serialization profile key. Okay. If you have your profile key is randomized, then range will be automatically list managed like that. So many attributes are directly taken from serialization profile key. And then number request block. Okay, so if this particular leg is set true, then no serial number request is possible for that active range. Only commissioning will be accepted. So here, this is also a good example. There are some projects where they are using old serialization system called SAP AII and OER. Okay, OER was for repository and AII for the serial number management. So what happens? You are recently moving from AII to ATTP. Now in AII, some numbers are already given to production lines, and then you are moving from AII to ATTP. So you don't want any numbers, any from that range, which are actually used for which the serial numbers are already given to packaging lines and all. So what you do when you are moving to the ATTP system, you will ask ATTP to just block that particular range so that ATTP will not touch that range. Because if ATTP will touch that range, then it might happen that it will again provide the same serial number which was already provided by SAP AII. That will create confusion. So this is the concept of request block. Then we have this expiry date. So range expiry is already I have explained, like range expiry in month. This particular attribute you have seen in the serialization profile key configuration. So let's say you provide 36 months for a range, then after that it gets expired. Okay, and then we have this particular report, and we have this in the ranges also you will see alert. So if the expiry date is near, then you will see there that for this particular range definition the expiry is coming. Okay, and that is not automatically calculated. You need to run this report. The moment you run the report, in the alert you will see that okay, for this range the expiry is near. Okay, so I think let's keep it till here for now. From next session I will actually show how to trigger serial number request, what should be the serial number request and response format. When you actually trigger a serial number request, what data is actually going, and what data, when you actually receive a serial number, what data is received, and what are the interfaces. Those part we will cover in the next session. Okay guys, I think that's it for today. Let's catch up the day after tomorrow.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Hari.
Thank you, Hari.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.